Today we're going to be looking at the biggest majority possible for the Republican Party in the 2018 Senate election. So this is little bit different than the best case scenario for the Republicans in 2018 because this is not going to be just regularly realistic. We're going to go into some states that you probably don't see flipping and possibly giving them to the Republican Party, just showing the great possibility of Republicans winning in a number of these races. Now, a lot of these races are currently toss-up races, meaning the Republicans do have a great shot at winning there, but the Democrats are also ahead right now in opinion polling. So when we're looking at this map, I've currently cleared all the races that are not currently rated as safe for either political party, and I'm probably going to start off every video this way, so we're not just clicking through a number of random ones. But when it comes down to it, the Republican Party, again, has much more opportunities for pickups when it comes to the Senate map. We see states like New Jersey, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, toss-up states. And when we talk about the states that Donald Trump won back in 2016 that currently have Democratic incumbents, we go over to Missouri, Tennessee, Florida, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Montana, North Dakota. So there are a whole number of states that currently have Democratic incumbents, and Donald Trump won here back in 2016. So we're going to see a lot of these states filled red, but I'm not saying these states are going to go red or even super likely or possibly even likely, like under 20% chance of a Republican victory here. It's just going to be hyper-realistic. Sorry, not hyper-realistic. Not super realistic when it comes down to these calls, but it's just going to show that the Republicans do have a big possibility of carrying a number of these races, and it just shows the biggest majority that the Republicans could have, bending all rules of logic. So I'm not going to flip states like New York. Obviously, you can't flip California or Minnesota because these states have very popular incumbents. There is no scenario where a Republican could win in any of these states other than maybe a special election in Minnesota. But when it comes down to it, there is no way that the Republicans are going to win in a number of these races. So we'll start off by looking at this map. So first of all, Texas and the Mississippi special election would still retain in the Republican column if this was their best. I mean, this is the biggest majority. Arizona and Nevada are the states that they currently hold. If you look at the current composition, they're holding a senator there, which are both up in 2018. And right now, that would have to go to the Republican Party. So this gives them the majority already with 50 Republican seats and 34 Democratic seats. So that leaves 16 open seats. When we go over to some toss-up states, Montana and North Dakota, that goes to the Republican Party. There's actually a great possibility that the Republicans do win in these races. North Dakota more than Montana, but right now it seems like it is possible for a victory there. Missouri and Tennessee, one with a Republican incumbent, one with a Democratic incumbent, Tennessee and Missouri respectively. And it just has a possibility of flipping Missouri to Tennessee. Actually has a greater possibility of going blue than Missouri at this moment, which is pretty interesting to say the least. So 54 Republicans, 34 Democrats. We go over to Indiana. Mike Braun could win there. In West Virginia, Patrick Morrisey could win there. Let's say Joe Manchin votes against Brett Kavanaugh. That would seriously hurt his campaign. If you look at the new opinion polling out from West Virginia, if he votes against Brett Kavanaugh, 46% of West Virginian voters would vote for Joe Manchin in 2018 and 44% would not. But if he does vote for Brett Kavanaugh, the number goes from 44 to 30% not voting for him and 58% voting for him. So keep that in mind. That opinion poll may be skewed a little bit, but it looks very realistic based off how West Virginia voted in 2016 and pretty much the top issues there, especially with a Democratic conservative member of the United States Senate coming from a state like West Virginia, a state that Donald Trump carried by over 30% in 2016, would definitely need to be able to appeal to his base in order to win re-election. This puts the Republicans at 56 and the Democrats at 34. So we go down to Florida. This is actually a state where the Republicans are currently leading. Florida still goes, to the Republican Party, even in a regular prediction as of right now. So that puts the Republicans at 57, and the Democrats haven't moved at all. So we look at this map, 57. I just said it. Jeez. But still, it's still a huge majority for the Republicans, and we're not done. That's what I meant to say. We go over to New Mexico, though. Martin Heinrich will still carry the New Mexico Senate race there. It's probably not flipping. The same thing with Virginia with Tim Kaine. He'll probably still hold on to the Virginia Senate race there. But over in Ohio, Sherrod Brown could lose re-election there. It seems like it's possible for Sherrod Brown to lose there. And we go over to the Minnesota special election. Well, we have not that well-known Republican frontrunner. So right now, we could say that Tina Smith would win there. because I don't see a possibility of a Republican victory there, especially with a very popular senator on the top of the ticket. So this puts the Republicans at 58 and the Democrats at 37. Debbie Stabenow is probably not going to lose re-election, even with I don't know his name. It doesn't show in 270 to win, but there is a mildly known Republican candidate, and he's probably still not going to win. Kid Rock probably wouldn't have won anyway if he did choose to run, but Debbie Stabenow, easily one of the more popular senators from the Rust Belt on the Democratic side, so expect that state to retain in the Democratic column come 2018. But Wisconsin, actually, Tammy Baldwin has a higher disapproval rating than approval rating, so right now it seems like Wisconsin has a possibility of flipping. But we go over to Bob Casey's state of Pennsylvania. He would probably win against Lou Barletta. We still, again, in the best case scenario for the Republicans as of right now, a lot of people have been arguing, oh, Pennsylvania will get closer come the election season. We're not seeing that. We are around 100 days away from the 2018 election, and still, Pennsylvania still hasn't gotten close. I understand there could be October surprises. Things could get close later on in the election season, but right now, I'm not comfortable enough to land this state in the Republican column when the Democratic incumbent is leading by double digits in opinion polls, and his approval rating is not too bad, especially in a state that went for Donald Trump back in 2016. Up in Maine, we're not going to see a victory from the Republican Party there. But New Jersey, you know, that one, very, very contested. This is the Republicans' best case, meaning Bob Menendez would be, he's already disapproved by a lot of New Jersey voters. Right now, he is currently only leading his Republican challenger by single digits compared to double digits before. His popularity has shrunk, and even though he's been cleared of all corruption charges, or his name is essentially cleared, it's still not doing him justice when it comes down to opinion polls and approval rating polls. So it doesn't seem like it's too likely. Well, it does seem likely that he's going to win re-election, but it doesn't seem as likely as it did before. And when we talk about, again, this is the Republicans' biggest majority possible. This finishes them off at 60 Republicans, which is why New Jersey is red, because, again, everything would have to go right in this scenario. We have 60 Republicans and 40 Democrats in this scenario. You see a lot more red on this map than you do in the current composition. A whole lot of stripes gone to the Republican Party. So thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I will see you all tomorrow.